Welcome back to the YouTube Tridium and Niagara learning channel. Still following up from the last video, which was hash 169. So 169 videos we've done. So following up from that, I'm on outstation 12 at this moment in time. I've done outstation 11, that was the video hash 169. And I'll just show you, let me just save that, and I'll just show you in the PX for that, the PX there. I changed it slightly. Well, I put the page size to the correct page size that I would normally use, and added a title to it and just put in the inputs and put them in their columns. And the page size, I actually have the tab open there. The page size that I used, the length was 1080, I think. Let's just yeah, length 1080 and the width 1920. So that's the standard size that I use for web pages. The maximum scale factor I have as a 1 and the minimum scale factor I have as 0.5. So let's come back out of edit mode. I made a backup as well, just in case this fails on me, because sometimes I will take information from here to help me with the outstation 12, i.e. instead of redoing this again from scratch like I did in this video, I can just copy and paste it across. That's why I kept that one open. So let's go back to 12. So what we're doing now is the pool water plant points, and there's not that many drivers, as you can see. And I spelt, well, I couldn't have spelt sports all wrong. It must be the engineer that spelt sports all wrong, he says. Let me just go to that point. Yeah, he spelt it wrong there. Let's us correct it. Sports hall. It looks like there's radiant heaters here, and I've got here some radiant sports hall radiant gas meter. Well, that's a pulse, so we don't want that, so I'm going to take that straight out, because we're not trending, or not trending, we're not showing on graphics a pulse. So we've got sports hall and we've got a radiant heater in there because of the gas, and we've got a, here we go, radiant heater fault as well. So that's another giveaway that we've got a radiant heater which is gas, but I don't seem to have, unless it's tied into the fire alarm, I don't have a gas valve open that I can see here. So it doesn't make any difference to me. I didn't write the logic, I didn't wire in the points. All I'm doing here is making the graphics for it. So that's down to somebody else at a later date. What I did notice though is we've got learner pool common alarm is being overridden to healthy. Learner X high limit valve close. So I presume that's a plate heat exchanger. It's been overridden to open. And main pool heating panel healthy has been overridden to healthy. And we've got pool exchanger 2 high limit valve has been overridden to open. Why, I don't know. It could be a faulty valve, they could just be changing it, but in order to get things working they've probably overridden it. So I'm now going to carry on with the rest of these, and then I'll put you on pause, and then I'll bring the trend adjustments in and we'll go from there. Looks like we've got some sort of mode going on here. Mode 0, I don't know what mode 1 is, mode 3, mode 4, but we've got mode 0, 2, 5 and 7 here. So I've just put the on and offs, but apparently 7 is stop, mode 5 is occupied, mode 2 is room frost, mode 0 is off. But anyway, let's do a save. It's always good to do a save. We don't want to lose our work. And another good thing to do, as well as a save sometimes, is actually go to your PX file. Just every now and again, not all the time, but do a backup. So do a duplicate, and once you've saved it, naturally not in edit mode, because that's not going to work very well for you. 12, backup, and you're going to delete these eventually, but there's no harm in just making an extra backup just in case. So what we're going to do now is go back into edit mode, and we are going to start on the trend adjustments, what trend call knobs. Now there's not that many of them looking at this, so we'll just drag them across. I'm not going to do anything with these, i.e. in the backgrounds and the borders and the enables, because it's just a waste of time. But what I will do is change the text, and that doesn't look too good considering they're all at zeros, and this is a live site, so I don't know what's going on there. Oh, here we go, they've changed. That's good. And we'll expand them out. In fact, they're actually going to go all the way up there, so let's just take them up there at the moment, and let's expand them out then now to the edge of the title. And then I'm just going to come out of edit mode. I could stay in edit mode, but I'm just going to come out anyway, plus it saves it, and then go into 11 if it opens up. Bear in mind that I am remote desktop into this computer, which is using a SIM card for the internet, so it's not as fast as I would like it to be. And I would normally do this on the supervisor, bring the points in and do it on the supervisor, but seeing the license that has been done doesn't allow for another station, another device. The device limit is 0, so we're upgrading the license. So instead of just twiddling my thumbs and doing nothing, I thought I'd make the PX pages here on the station, and then once the license done and we can go to the supervisor, I can copy these pages across and then do a global command to point them to the Niagara network, and I don't have to redo all these again. So hence, that's why I am wasting, well, not wasting my time, that's wrong. Hence why I'm doing it slowly on the station remote desktop, purely because I can't do it on the supervisor, because it's not the license for this IQVision doesn't allow for, currently doesn't allow for any more devices. Hence why I'm doing it this way, and it's slightly slow. So main pool water set point 29 degrees. Okay. I've seen higher. Start set point 31. Pool start set point 31. That's about right. I would say that that's a good starting set point. Pool high flow set point 38. Yes, I would agree with that as well. I just won't agree with the 29. That was for the pool water set point. But it's not for me to change. It's for the engineers on site to change. It's not my... I don't want to play with these because I don't want to be responsible for changing something that they must be happy with, and it must be working fine. Pool flow high limit stop set point. Yes, I would agree with that. You don't want 45 or over going in the pool. That's not good. When I'm actually normally doing Logic and not on YouTube, I normally put a Radio 4 on, but I can't do that because licenses and all that lot. But I normally listen to Radio 4, Woman's Hour or whatever, and the news. So I've got something always on in the background normally, but naturally I turn that all off for the doing the YouTube videos. The only thing I've got working in the background is my aircon at the moment in the office, which you may or not be able to hear. And that was what learn the pool starts at point 31. I agree. Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. Over learn the pool. So we straight away, I know we've got two pools. A main pool and a learner pool. So again, I'm thinking of the graphics at the moment now and what I'm going to do graphic wise while I'm doing this, looking at all the points. I actually enjoy doing this. This is the part that I do like doing. Some people probably hate it, but I do like doing this. It's a no-brainer. You don't really have to think too much about it. Yet the Logic, you're always thinking steps ahead and steps behind when you're writing Logic, and when you're doing the graphics, which I don't like doing, but I've got plenty of good palettes and plenty of excellent graphics I can refer to, so it's not too bad. Some sites I just use the normal graphics that come with Niagara 4. Other sites I use other companies' graphics that I've paid for, licensed, and they look good. And the client likes them as well. I've never had any complaints from the client. I've probably got complaints when I've just used the Niagara graphics. They're saying, well, this is a bit basic, Paul. I thought, well, sorry about that. But I try and not use Niagara graphics if I can anymore now. But if you want to keep to the palette, the standard Niagara Tridium graphics, that's the only thing you've actually got to use. And as you know, I've done some meters in the past, graphics for temperatures, design my own graphics, put them on YouTube, and naturally you can get them, download them and play with them if you want to. Even the latest one I think I did was just Niagara graphics using the Kit PX palette. So no graphic image as such, but it still displayed that meter quite nice of a dial, or I think it did. Right, so we've done that. Main pool air to water differential, 1 degree. So that's the trend knobs adjustments gone in there. So now I've got all the, I say all, it's not that much. We've got all the temperature sensors now to bring in. Now we know we're going to have history on all these. We know that for a fact. So let's do our background and let's go to our standard eye status to simple background, and then we're going to put this light green in there because I know that they're all going to have histories and they're all going to have pop-ups, and it'd be nice if I could put a pop-up here where I'm bringing them all across, but it doesn't let me. See this here? I can't bring it. I can't click on it. It's greyed out. I can't click on that to get a pop-up and attach a pop-up to all these points. So I've got to do that manually. Can do the font in a bit. Foreground. Right, we're going to animate this because there's no. Oh, there could be alarms on this. Yeah, there could be alarms on this. So we're going to put that back to background. And mouse over. Might as well put them all to mouse over now. And that's going to be it. Change the text to size to 16. Edit. Font 16. OK. OK. And that way you'll be able to see it a bit better as well. Put that up there. Move that across there. And now we have got to put pop-ups on all these. So plus kit pop-up. Control key C. Control key V. Chart. Kit pop-up. Control key C. Control key V. Chart. Now a lot of trend engineers that I know of, I don't write in trend. I prefer Tridium Niagara. I know trend. I know it very, very well, and yes, I've got my trend card. Yes, I've been on all the courses many, many years ago. So I can do trend, and there's some sites I actually go to where I have to do trend because that's all they've got there. But when you're writing trend, they always tend to put histories on all temperatures, which is a good thing to have. Don't get me wrong, it's not. I just put histories when I'm writing Tridium. As you probably already know if you watch previous videos, I put histories on everything, which can be tedious at times. A lot of these points having to do the kit pop-up for lots of histories. At least with it just being temperatures here, there's not that many, and it makes life a bit easier. So yes, this is a little bit easier for me than when I'm doing my own logic. But Trend is good. I mean, it's owned by Honeywell. So is the Tridium Niagara as well. We're all owned by Honeywell. And there's not much difference between the IQVision and the Tridium, apart from you don't need a driver for Trend because it's built into it. Where if we're using Tridium Niagara N4 or Vicon, we need, or Distech, and we're talking Trend, we need a driver to add a driver because naturally it's not IQVision. But I think they made a lot of people will disagree with this statement. So you Trend guys that's been doing 963 for years, you will completely disagree with me. But I think they improved it with IQ Vision, and yes, I know you're going to say what a load of rubbish, but I'll be honest, I've dealt with 963 before, the old supervisor that is now obsolete, and I personally didn't like it, but it served its purpose. And unfortunately now they're all becoming obsolete and they're all changing to IQ Vision. So this is the future. So unfortunately there's no 963 graphics that you can actually purchase now direct from Trend. It's only IQ Vision, so you've got to update the license and the points, and this is why we are doing this at the moment, because they've got a 963 on site, even though I don't think it's working, and we're now putting IQ Vision in here, talking to all the Trends outstations and sending it to the cloud supervisor so that the managers and the FM people and the engineers can log in and look at their sites without having to actually go onto site if they don't want to, which is actually quite good. Gas use, sports, daily sports heater gas used, according to that, 0, which I would expect that, to be honest, because it is still warm. I wouldn't expect them to use the gas, and only I expect them to use it when it gets a little bit colder outside. But it's nice and warm today, that's why I've got the aircon on. Plus, I really wish I could find a better way to do this. Trollkey, but the client do need to see histories, so you don't want to give them a system where they can't see the temperature histories. That just won't go down very well with the client. Control key C, Control key V, default chart. Okay, that was my phone, not yours. Forgot to put it on silent. Sorry about that. Some sort of message come in. Right, again, I'm not going to do anything with these because I'm going to go to, let me save that so we don't lose the work. Outstation 12, go into outstation 11, which of course I have a backup of. Come on, go into edit mode, and I know that's a reset because that's what we did last time, and these are resets as well. In fact, let's just take that one, and I know those are just standard, so I only really want the reset because I can copy one of these across, one of the knobs across. So I don't know whether we've got a reset. I didn't see anything, but I'm sure we may have. And I never changed the text, so let's just highlight them all, edit, properties, and let's change the font to 16 so we can see what these are, and we can expand them out. Let's just take that up there to the edge of that title, drag that across to the other edge of the title, and so I'm not working in that corner. I'm just going to bring it down a little bit there. Do we have a reset? Main pool fail alarms reset clear. So we do, and I brought across that reset, and I've actually got one for, so that reset can actually go there, and I want to bring across, same if I'm doing the text, that's all. I'm just going to bring a few of these across. because we can. Copy. I'm right clicking, waiting for it. Again, it's only down to the internet connection. Mine's fast. Mine's 1 gig. I don't know if you can call that fast or not, but mine's 1 gig, so I think it's quite fast. So that one's going to be for that one. Duplicate. We're going to do the same for that one. And we've got the 24-hour one there. Can't remember what I did for that. 24-hour. I did that there, HWS Auto. Let me just bring them across. I don't know why I keep going across, but I've got plenty of room on the sheet. Copy. Come out of edit mode. So slow. Paste. Yeah, right, okay. Paste you over there, out of the way. Right, so pool water 24 hour, that one there. We can drag that across and change the text inside that. Disable. Take that and we can change the text in that. Disable sports hall. Do we have a... No, we don't. Disable heating. And sports hall manual on. We put that in there. Get rid of all them now. Fail alarms. Control key C. Now this one we're going to put active at the end and not set, as you remember from the last video, #169. Control key V / active. Control key V. That's that one done. Control key C. Again, this is active. And it's only for 10 seconds and then it will revert automatically. Action argument 10 seconds there. Pool water 24 hour. So this is going to be a set now, not an active. This is going to be where they can set that for 24-hour pool water. Set. Control key V. And the text, we've got to do the text. Pool. Pool. And then this one, again, is going to be a set. Control key V, set. Control key V. Pool. Pool. And sports hall. Well, it's only going to be heating on the sports hall because we know that. Set. So we could probably leave it as heating. I presume we could change it to heat rather than heating. We've got enough heat. We've got enough space in the box to do that. on disabled sports hall. So that is false. So heat is on if it requires it. I think that's right. Sports hall manual on. Control key C. So if a time clock's not on, you can manually override it. Or there's a fault that's keeping it off, you can manually override it. Override on, override off. That would do for me. And did we do that one? We probably didn't. W07. This is going to be an active one again. No, we didn't do it. Active. You can see that because it's W0018, so it's from the other, and outstation 11, LAN 11 outstation 11, where this is LAN 11 outstation 12. And then we can get rid of all them. And that is another one. Outstation completed. That's going to come on. So we will quickly save this once we've moved them across. So we'll save it. So we come out to edit mode. And then we will go down to our PX. We will delete that. And then we will duplicate that. Back up. And now we're on to outstation 13, which is AHUs 3 and 4. So we finished with 12. We're in AHUs 3 and 4. We don't want that. We want the points. Ooh, quite a few points here. Look at all them drivers. AHU 3, AHU 4. Some heater batteries as well here. Yeah, quite a bit. Quite a bit to do. What are we on the video? 32 minutes. So I think I'll put you on pause and I'll do that one. Or I won't put you on pause, I'll stop you now and I'll do another video later. Thanks for watching.